It was idling a bit too rough, it was shaking, the vibrations were high, and actually the RPM wasn't very constant. And there might be two reasons for that. Aluminium. It fits. This didn't sound right. It was idling a bit too rough, it was shaking, the vibrations were high, and actually the RPM wasn't very constant. And there might be two reasons for that. Either the low needle is too rich, or the idle RPM is too low. And I've seen it so many times, people choose the second solution, which is a lot easier. They just increase the idle RPM. What it does, it will run rough, but slightly higher RPM, so it's not that noticeable. It's not the right way to do it. It's gonna backfire. First, you will still run too rich. That means you will consume more fuel, you will have a lot of carbon residues, and as the low needle is too rich and you add power, you will not have a linear power delivery in the mid-range when the high needle kicks in. So it's necessary to start with the low needle first and then adjust the idle RPM screw. The right way to do it, how it is. So from this point, what I would do is run it, warm it up of course, but run it at idle and abruptly add throttle. If it reacts, I will close the low needle just a tiny little bit, 1 minute. 1 minute out of 60 in a circle. And I will do it again and again until I reach the point when the motor either hesitates to rev up quickly or actually dies when I do this, like quickly, bang, you just flip the throttle. We made a separate video about this, describing every single step, how to do it, so if you're not familiar with that, please click on the link below. But first, adjust the low needle, and once you have the throttle nice and responsive, then it's time to adjust the idle screw. Now there is one tricky part in this, and that is the idle screw and the low needle screw are somehow connected. So if you close the low needle step by step, you will notice that your idle RPM will increase even though you don't touch the idle screw at all. It's normal. That's the way it should be, and this is the reason why you need to set the idle screw at the very last thing, because the low needle will affect your idle RPM as well. So first set the low needle and don't touch the idle screw until you're sure the low needle is fine, and then you adjust the idle screw. Click on the link below to see the full video how to do it. Now you could easily see, so what happened when we closed the low needle a little bit, step by step, now we reached the point when we went too far. So what happened, the idle RPM increased although we did not touch the idle screw, and when I added throttle it was non-responsive. There was a little delay as if the engine would want to die, so we went too far, one step back. That means open the low needle a little bit. Now the engine was reactive, so we went one step backwards and it's fine. I consider the low needle to be set. Now I need to adjust the idle screw because it was revving a bit too high. So I'll just open the idle screw, the one with the spring, and it will be fine. So the low needle is very, very sensitive. You do adjustment by 1 minute. With the idle screw, you can do steps of 5 or even 10 minutes, no problem. Yeah, I like it. This is good. This is good. Perfect. Job done. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you find this video tutorial helpful. Check our website scoutperimo.com/support for other user manuals. Have fun in the air. Ciao. So all the bolts are screwed in.